everyone, welcome back to Obsessive Preparedness. I've got a bunch of things back here that I purchased to put into my pantry, my food preps, that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to do a little bit of back and forth where I'm showing you some of the items on the clips and then actually talking to you like this. So anyways, I have had these sitting on my table for 2 weeks now. And my family, they have been bearing with me. I have been so involved with other things that my dinner table, they have not even been able to sit down and eat dinner because this stuff has been sitting at the table. I didn't really have any time to put it up, but I wanted to share with you what I've been up to. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you follow that I just did a huge event for a racquetball tournament. My girlfriend and I do the catering. We did the catering. Friday night was lunch and dinner for 125 people. Saturday was lunch and dinner for 250 people. And Sunday was dinner for approximately 200 people, a lunch dinner. And so we did all the cooking, all the desserts and everything. I have a little bit that I can show you here if you want to watch what I did and the event at the end of the video. I will put this at the end of the video. But today primarily I'm going to show you what I purchased, what I wanted to share with you in information, and I wanted to answer some of the subscribers' questions about certain items there's been questions about, and so I just wanted to address that. So come along and we'll get started. Now, first of all, I've got here some chocolate chips, and that's one of the things that I want to address real quickly. Now, when you're storing chocolate chips, you can put them in the freezer, you can put them in mason jars, remove the air out of them, and by doing that, you're just extending the life. When chocolate turns white, it oxidizes, and it is the oxidization on that you're seeing. So one of the subscribers had asked, because in an old video where I had used to store all my trail mixes, my candies, my fruit, dried fruit, things like that in mason jars. And back then, you know, I'm talking 15 years ago, nobody really knew or had a lot of answers of oxygen absorbers or not, removing the oxygen. And with anything that's dried fruit, raisins, I do not remove the oxygen anymore. I just put it in the mason jar, put the lid on it, and that's how I store it. With chocolate, it's up to you. You can either remove the oxygen or not. It's not going to hurt a thing. I have done this for years. The only thing that I noticed by removing some of the oxygen, it doesn't oxidize so quickly. So that is up to you. Another question people keep asking me is why, I'm going to get over here, why am I dehydrating? And they're not watching all my videos. I dehydrate, I freeze, and I can. The only reason why I like to dehydrate a lot of my vegetables is pure storage. This jar here of peas is 3.6 pounds of peas. If you think about it, you're talking about 3 and a little over 3.5 1-pound packages of frozen peas in the mason jar, shelf stable, 20+ years. This is why I do this way. Then there's other product that I can't. So I've got tons of videos. Go to my playlist, watch. I don't want anybody to ever think that I don't know how to can, that I don't understand freezing. The only reason why I don't freeze a lot of things is because, for one, you free up the space. But as preppers, we know if you have outages, power outages, that food in those freezers can go bad. So I just wanted to address that question that one of my subscribers had asked me about. She had said, do you understand canning? I understand canning. So we've got our chocolate back here. I addressed it. I've got 3 boxes more of Jell-O. And what I do is, now that I have stored so much food, and this is why I try to talk to everybody about building your food storage up, your prepper's pantry up, because once you get it to a security level that you feel safe, all you've got to do is replace the items that you've already used. And at that point, you decide if you want to add or amp up more to your pantry. And so a lot of this here is just stuff that I am replacing. I've discussed in a video here with my daughter, if you want to watch it, about things that I've learned over the years of things that I'm not going to store anymore. I went crazy on condiments, worrying about so much, and you don't have to do that. Think of the things that are long-term shelf life. Things like my mayonnaise, I've got my ketchup here, those are not long-term shelf life. They're convenient, so have some of them in your preps, but they're not long-term shelf life. So definitely make sure that you're using them, rotating them. I've got some Pam Cooking Spray here. I've got 2 cans of olive oil spray that I am I'm putting, almost lost that, back into the preps. I always, you can see when I purchased it, the only time that I ever put any different information, my mayonnaise here. I'll put when I purchased it, BB, Best Buy, and then I'll put that on there, especially on items that are gonna go bad quicker. Trying to get all this information in, I'm talking quick, apologies. So I've got 6 jars of these 505 hatched. I get these at Sam's Club. Walmart carries them individually. These are amazing. Now, if you don't use a lot of these, I would say break it down, put it in smaller mason jars, and then can it. There's a process that you can do. Or put them in ice cube trays and freeze them. And then that way when you want the green chilies, all you've got to do is pop them out of the freezer and throw them into your meals. Back here, I've got 20 cans of tuna. I am always amping up my tuna. If I make tuna salad for my family, I use 4 cans of tuna. When I go to the grocery store, I pick up those 4 cans and I always seem to move it up to 10 cans. At Walmart, you're looking about 68 to 70 cents. Winco, you're looking at 68, 70 cents for a can of tuna. So 10 cans of tuna, $6.80, $7. Win-win for food preps and food storage. The only thing I'm going to suggest to you also is if you're doing food storage, maybe think about using some tuna in vegetable oil, having some of those in your preps. A lot of people don't like the oil, but if you're looking at a doomsday kind of scenario, I'm going to leave this clip up here, thumbnail for a video. I show you how to make a tuna gravy, something that my family ate most of my life, and it's an SOS, shit on a shingle kind of meal with tuna. So think about tuna. Also in that video, I show you how to put a wick in this and make a candle out of it. So it's a neat video I'm going to suggest for you to watch. Older, but as part of my 10 bucks a week food prep challenge. That whole series is in a playlist. I start from one of my subscribers had asked me to do a food prep on 10 bucks a week, which got me started doing it. And I did 11 videos of weekly, what I purchased in 1 week for $10 and how I used it, how I planned on using it for beginners or maybe you preppers out there just refreshing ideas on how to build your food preps up and ideas of what to purchase so you can make meals with your food preps. Got dogs running all over the place, sorry for the clicking. The next item I purchased that I'm replacing in my preps is 15 bean soup. Subscribers have been mentioned, and I watched on a TikTok video where somebody had said that after 5 years, throw your beans out because they're no good. That is completely inaccurate. The only thing is that the older your mixed vegetables, your dehydrated product, or your beans, your rice, the longer you store them, the more water you're going to need and the longer it's going to take to rehydrate them. So if you've got old beans, you're going to need more water. Let them sit in a pan overnight before you cook them and they'll be perfectly fine. Older dehydrated peas, vegetables, things like that, it's just going to take longer to rehydrate them. Another thing that was mentioned that somebody had asked me is that their peas didn't seem like they rehydrated. They were still hard in the center. When you are cooking with anything dehydrated, do not add salt to your cooking mixture until the very end, until they rehydrate. For some reason, whatever, it kind of hinders the rehydrating process. So just a bit of information. So this is going back into my food preps. All now I need to purchase in beans, unless I want to amp up my beans, is just this one bag. I've got 12 cans of refried beans back here. Now, another thing to think about on your food preps is turning your items. And I had mentioned that I had done a racquetball tournament this last weekend. So I did a bunch of refried beans. Now I repurchased refried beans. I've got new beans and I use my older beans. So always think about rotate, rotate. I will say that throughout my video. I've got some diced tomatoes. I've got 8 cans diced tomato. I've got 3 cans of Rotel tomatoes with green chilies, 4 cans of diced green chilies, and 1 can of jalapenos. This is stuff that I've kind of used over this weekend that I'm putting back into my preps. Now, when you follow, especially this time of year, following sales makes it so much easier and cheaper to build your preps up. By following sales, especially this time of year, you can get things for inexpensive. So I'm going to get over on this side and I'll show you what I mean. But one of the items here is cream of mushroom soup and cream of chicken soup. Kroger the last 2 weeks have been running sales on those 2 items, 75 cents. Now you have to purchase the quantity they want you to purchase. It doesn't have to be this item specifically. It can be those items in their little 10-item mix. So add up things that way. But I purchased them for 75 cents. Another tip is the first Wednesday of every month. If you're a senior, they consider 55 years and older seniors, you get an additional 10% off your entire grocery bill. Which now we're at 75 cents, 10% off. We took it down 7 cents and we're looking at what, 68 cents give or take for these mushroom soups. That is affordable and a great way to build your food preps up. I went ahead and purchased vegetable beef, 3 more cans. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to hold off here. It's front yard and backyard day of cleaning, mowing, edging, all of that. There we go. On that Kroger deal, I purchased 2 cans of pumpkin. I love the Caldo Bouillon. They make it in beef, tomato, and chicken. The tomato is amazing. If you do any kind of Mexican food cooking at all, get you some caldo. This is a big container. I use it all the time. It stores for years. If you don't use that much of it, then get the smaller containers, but price friendly. Sam's Club, Costco, purchasing it this way. In several videos, I mentioned my Tony seasoning. I'm gonna not even try to pronounce the last name. This stuff is amazing. It adds great spice, but it also adds some salt. So if you're using it, don't salt your items, with extra salt. Just use this. This is an item I always buy in bulk along with my Lowry's garlic salt. And I have probably 3 containers of each in my food prep storage. I also purchased another large container of Hershey's baking season. I always turn through this quite a bit, so I purchased that. Another item. Now I noticed when I first bought this, I purchased them at Winco. I did not see them in any other store. This is the Vigo Rices. Winco was the first place I ever saw them and I purchased them. They had yellow rice, red beans and rice, and Mexican rice. I found this brand at Walmart, coconut ginger rice. Now what I like about these for prepper storage is I always talk, you need to put them in packages, suck the air out and put them away. Because a lot of rice is loose in box or loose in like plastic bags, no good. So these work out great because they're Mylar packages. And so, like I said, I saw the ginger, the coconut ginger at Walmart. All the other different flavors are at Winco. I think it's Vigo, who knows, try them. I went ahead and purchased 2 of these bags. So like minute rice, I tell you, if you've watched my videos, get them in mason jars, suck the air out of them, put them in Mylar bags, suck the air out of them, make them air free, and they will last easy 15, 20 years, even the seasoning packets that they put into them. Now, so I'm always trying to show you how to save money. These spice mixes in the bag, in the ethnic aisle.
Crazy video lady doing.
Hey babe, are you hot?
supposed to be winter time. It's freaking hot in Arizona.
Arizona's a little warm. You can see we're wearing shorts and stuff. He's getting the grandson. He just got done with our son, Austin, and they're going to hang Christmas lights while I'm filming. Anyways, I try to save you money. These bags you can get in the Mexican food section. They have all sorts of spice, and what I end up doing is putting them in something, your own spice containers. Because when you're looking at these, you're looking at $1 and change. Whereas if you purchase a jarred item, be it shillings or whoever, he's gonna be running in and out of here, sorry about that. They're $3, $4+ for those seasonings, and you're paying for the bottle. So don't do that anymore. Go purchase yourself. I know they're hard to find. IKEA sells spice jars, whatever. But then what I do is I will label what I'm putting in it. And one of these bags normally fit into one of these mason jars. So save yourself some money. The Tampico, any of the brands, they work out great. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera around and I'll show you what I have on the other side. So another Kroger purchase that I did was these cake mixes. They are on sale at Kroger's Fry's. Always these sales run around Thanksgiving time. So they run the best sales for certain items around Thanksgiving time. It was purchased 10 of these items for 75 cents. Now the kicker on it is Senior Day. The first Wednesday of the month, they give you 10% off. So I purchased these cake mixes for 67 cents a package. That you can know, that's a no-brainer. It's just so cheap to put into your preps. Now, I use cake mixes. I do a lot of events, catering, things like that for my family. A lot of people say, well, we could never go through that much cake mix. They can store for much longer. I'm saying 3-4 years. Storing these cake mixes. The only thing is when you do store cake mixes for a longer period of time, and even when they're new cake mixes, I will always add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder to my cake mixes. That helps them raise in case something happened on the leavening agents. So I've always added an extra teaspoon of baking powder to my cake mixes. And I got a variety here, 67 cents, a win-win for me. I also purchased another box because I used it for my catering event. I used a box, so I'm replacing my box. So you see back here another item that I purchased. I purchased my gravy mixes that are in packages from Winco. The flavor is there, 100%. I will guarantee it. But the positive about Winco's gravy mixes is 46 cents to 50 cents a package. And they have spaghetti sauces. They have the Alfredo sauce, sausage and gravy, brown, mushroom. You get the idea. And those prices are real affordable to be able to add to your food preps. Now, always as a prepper, if you're watching my channel, I will try to show you different ways to make meals that are affordable, and especially in an SHTF situation. If you've got a ton of rice, what are you going to add to that rice? So by having a bunch of your different gravy mixes are always great to have on hand, and they do really store for a long period of time. So I've got those back here. If you don't have a Winco, I would still suggest to have them on hand because, like I said, you can add it to the noodles. You can add tuna, Alfredo mix to noodles and have a meal that away. The next item I'm going to discuss is if you have an IKEA. Now, IKEA has some of the best coffee I have tasted. What I like about IKEA, they come in bricks. They're in food saver bags. All the oxygen is removed. So they are going to last a lot longer. Coffee, you know, even when it's old, you can still drink it. But I've had these for several years and still great. Not worried about the flavor at all. Open it up and they're perfect. And what I do is I open them up and I save my coffee container like this, and inside my cabinet I've got one that's marked with IKEA, so I know it's my IKEA coffee. Another suggestion as a prepper, once you get your preps built up, no longer pay for expensive coffee unless it's a specialty coffee. Maxwell House, Folgers, always at some point in the year will go on sale for $4.99. Kroger will sell and put them on sale. So for $4.99 versus $5.99 and plus, you buy, if it's a quantity that you have to get, 4 or 5, get that quantity, put them in your food preps. Do not spend top dollar on coffee anymore. It's just not worth it when you can get it more affordable. Now, if you're, again, you want quality coffee, Starbucks, whatever, that's up to you. But I'm just trying to show you affordable things that you can do. Your IKEA coffee is $5.99. Normally, I purchased this one for $6.99 because we're looking at the times right now. This whole, I'm not even going to discuss it. The times we're going through right now, the price has rose. Got my husband back there getting his Christmas lights out. So, coffee. In Kroger's, you have to purchase the 10 items. Over on the other side, I purchased the Campbell soup. I saved room and purchased 2 boxes of stuffing. That's just because Thanksgiving's coming up. It's not a lot that I normally store. I might, store some stovetop stuffing, but not a lot of it. I went ahead and purchased some grits with the cheese. My family likes grits. I like the grits with cheese. So they're instant. I will get these. You can see they're in like a little paper package. I will get a half-gallon mason jar, shove them down in there, and put my lid on it, and that will keep it pretty much rodent-free, bug-free. So that's how I will store this once I'm off video. If you've never heard of Ibotta, put it on your phone, get it in your phone, download it, because it is worth the weight in gold. Now with Ibotta, it's one of those things where they have certain items that you can purchase in a store. It's like clipping coupons, and then they put it on a card for you, your savings. Now on Ibotta, you have to build up $20, and then they will transfer it to a card for you. Fetch is $5. So if you don't have any of those coupon apps, I definitely recommend looking at Ibotta. I'll leave the picture up here. Download it onto your phone and then Fetch. Ibotta at Thanksgiving time does a whole free Thanksgiving dinner. Amazing. And by doing that, you scan your coupon, you click yes, I want it, yes, I want it. They gave a turkey up to $15, a free cornbread mix. It doesn't make a difference if it's cornbread or if it's chicken, stuffing, whatever kind of flavor it is, they do not care. You get a free stuffing mix. Now you have to out of pocket purchase it, but on the Ibotta app, after you put your receipt into it, then you get your money back once you've built the $20. They also give you a free French onion for your green bean casserole, a free package. This is the family size of mashed potatoes, a Jiffy cornbread mix for free, a turkey gravy for free, and then I will throw the picture up of my turkey that I got for $15. Now, if it goes over, what happens is you get the $15 back from Ibotta and you pay the difference. The only thing I haven't found yet, because during this deal, the Walmart shelves get kind of wiped out, is a free Coke. And I forgot the other item. I will leave it up here. But great deals that you can get Ibotta. I just did a video on, for the first time, where I went into Walgreens and used their coupon app. Almost $100 worth of items that I got for $21. So learn ways to save, especially if you're prepping. Get free toothpaste, things like that. Follow these people on TikTok, YouTube, on saving money with coupons. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swing around here and throw one more thing. I promise I'll make it in a hurry. So we're on the tail end of this video. I wanted to show you again, I purchased 2 more boxes of dehydrated hash browns. Now, I always suggest if you have a dehydrator and you've got the time, dehydrate your own. But in reality, they're about apples to oranges, doing it yourself or purchasing the packages. The only thing you want to make is sure that anything you purchase, the mashed potatoes, these dehydrated potatoes, that there's not any oil added to it. Because if there's any oil in the product, it's going to reduce how long you can use it for in the shelf life before it goes rancid. So try to not get oils. I purchased 2 more bags of grits because I'm building my grit supply up. Like I said, I like grits. It is just like a cream of wheat, oatmeal kind of thing. It's corn-based. If you don't want corn-based, that's strictly up to you. I'm always just showing you different ideas. I've got these that I showed you in the last couple weeks of my peas, my mushrooms, and my corn that I dehydrated. The only thing I haven't gotten to is mixed vegetables. I will do another 18 pounds. Mary Gallagher, how are you? I will get those vegetables dehydrated so you can see them and what they break down to. What I try to show you in those videos is what it starts out looking like, what it dehydrates down to, and what it will fit into. So I hope that helps you out. Got another bag of walnuts over here, and I've got 3 boxes of disposable gloves. Now, I love disposable gloves for so many different reasons. I think they are great to have in your preps. Lastly, what I have here is I go to Winco. If you have a local Winco, instead of purchasing number 10 cans and spending the money all at one time on cheese powder, what I will do is every so often go to Winco and fill a bag, and it's about a pound and a quarter of cheese powder will fit into a regular mouth quart mason jar. So I've got cheese powder here. So you're looking at, you know, like the cheese powder similar to like a Kraft macaroni and cheese, where you can add it into your noodles to make flavor, cheesy goodness for your noodles or your rice, things like that. So I will go to Winco and I will do my own now. I will, I haven't done it yet, but I will use my food saver, the lid attachment, suck the oxygen out, and I will put this on the shelf and it'll store quite a long time. I'm gonna give you probably 10 years plus on cheese powder. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Again, apologies, very long video, but I always have a lot, and instead of just buying it and throwing it in my pantry and not showing you, I like to be able to show you the reasoning of what I do and the, you know, the logic behind it. You may not think it's logic, it's my logic, Obsessive Prepper's logic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. Again, at the end, I'll have the clips of my event that I just did this last weekend. I hope you enjoy it.
So tonight is barbecue chicken night. Baked cheese, jalapeno corn, coleslaw. Susie's serving it up. So we have this left in the chicken, and it was 3 full pans. Beans, we had 2 full pans, and this is what's left. So when you're looking at 150 people, give or take, maybe a little extra beans, but we've got 45 more minutes of them still coming in. And then 1 full pan of coleslaw. We had 2 full pans to start with. And then we had 3 sheet cakes over here. I don't know if you can see. And we're down to half a sheet cake of cake mix. So that is 1 pan of tortellinis. It is full. Then we get it all cleaned up and we set up for dinner. How much pasta do we have? So much. And make your sandwich station. And the hot cake, and then the cake over there. And they just pretty much come in all day. You got everything? Make sure, don't forget. So lunch was a success. Susie won her first game this morning and a second game tonight. We are now on the mad dash to my house. I went to bed so late last night, I forgot half the stuff at my house. Then we've got to drive 7 miles across town to Susie's house, pick up the other food, run back over, set it all up, and serve dinner. Woo! All right. variety. So we got chicken Alfredo, and the cheese tortellinis with sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, bacon, more Alfredo. These pans are Alfredo. Veg Hawaiian rolls. And then we've got salad over here. And then this is where I'm cutting the cakes and putting them on plates. And then I'm putting them over here. And our little dessert station. So we are on the home stretch. I went home, took a leave PM, and I was out. Cleaned my stuff this morning and started all over. So it's 3:15 in the morning. Throwing in the towel. I am completely done. All I've got to do is tinfoil them up, get them back. So Susie's grabbing a little bit. So there's the green chili, beans and cheese, rice, tortillas, chips, and all the toppings. We're set up 10 minutes early. In a few minutes, there will be no time for nothing.